Hi, welcome to Community Viewpoint. I'm your host tonight, Maria Hurst, and after this segment is over, you'll be seeing John, and then he'll be saying goodnight to you. It is Monday, March 21st, and I'm happy to be back. Last week I was out of town, so welcome. Thanks for watching. And tonight, I'm just going to kind of do a lot of different things. There's something we've been wanting to do. Time hasn't permitted it. Tonight we're going to do a special segment, and we're going to show you a little bit. So, since the weather's bad, I thought, you know what, this is a perfect time. We're going to show you a little bit of, some movies, a book, some things you can do while the weather's bad if you just don't want to go out. But we do have some announcements tonight. The Chair Us 2 group has asked us to read a public service announcement, so we're going to do this. It's the Us 2 Prostate Cancer Support Group prevents their second PowerPoint presentation of the year on radiation treatment. They say, we are happy to announce our second world-renowned doctor presentation for this year in Pahrump. Our group sponsors PowerPoint presentations by doctors with the Comprehensive Cancer Center in Las Vegas and others who care enough to give their time and experience for free to our community. The principal player from Las Vegas CCC, Comprehensive Cancer Center, is Dr. Nicholas Vogelsang, whom is recognized around the world as one of the best in diagnosis and treatment of advanced prostate cancer and a true world leader in the treatment of this disease. He has agreed to bring some of his coworkers, whom are giving freely of their time and talent, to give Pahrump residents some of the best information from around the world on what is happening in the treatment of the disease. Please mark your calendar for the event as follows. It says, what is it? It's a PowerPoint presentation on radiation treatments of prostate cancer. The doctor will be Dr. Curtis with the Comprehensive Cancer Center of Las Vegas, with Dr. Nicholas Vogelsang as the key player, whom agreed to participate in this fine contribution to our community. When is it? It's April 2nd at 1 p.m., and it lasts approximately 1.5 hours. It's at the Pahrump Senior Center at 1541 West Basin Avenue here in Pahrump. The directions coming from the south side of town is go to the third stoplight at Highway 160 in Basin, Walmart and Home Depot on the opposite side of the highway, turn left and go approximately 3.5 miles, and the center will be on your right side. You know what? I'll just give you directions. Like if you go to 160 and Basin at the light, go, I think it is like south or north. Anyway, turn down going towards the park. Turn down Basin. Go down Basin a couple of miles and you'll see the senior center on the right. And just turn in there, but do watch your speed because it is reduced speed there. The senior center's on your right, park, and you'll see the entrance right there. For more information, you can call the Chair Us 2 group at 727-7482. And again, that is the Us 2 Prostate Cancer Support Group presenting their second PowerPoint presentation of the year on radiation treatment. And the keynote speaker will be Dr. Nicholas Vogelsang from the Comprehensive Cancer Center of Las Vegas. Or the Dr. Curtis with the Comprehensive Cancer Center of Las Vegas with Dr. Nicholas Vogelsang. Anyway, okay, that's some good information. Also, it's been all over the news this morning, so I'm not gonna go too much into it, but I do want to let some people know if you want information about the car seats. I know it's been all over the news that the American Academy of Pediatrics is recommending that children be in rear-facing car seats up to 2 years old. So there is a couple places here in town that do provide information about car seats. One is the Nye County Sheriff's Office, and you can reach them at 751-7000. The other is the Family to Family program, and you would speak to Brenda, and she can be reached at the No to Abuse Office or Nevada Outreach Training Organization at 751-1118, and you'd ask for Brenda. Those are the two places that offer information and free car seats even. And again, that's just based on the information that we're seeing on the news about the American Academy of Pediatrics recommending that children be in car seats rear-facing until they're 2. So for more information about This information and about car seats, you can go to the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 751-7000 or to the Nevada Outreach Training Organization. Ask for Brenda, and that is 751-1118. Okay, next, how much time do we have? Just want to get are we good? We're good? Okay. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about, before we get to the fun stuff, it's really important, and I know a lot of people, it's hard to approach them, and it's about cigarettes and tobacco use. And it's sometimes you know somebody that you want to talk to, and it's really hard to approach them. People that smoke are sometimes very sensitive. It's really a serious issue, and a lot of people in Nevada smoke. It's getting more expensive. It's not getting any cheaper. Those cigarettes and tobacco products, just like gas, are just going to go up. So I just wanted to bring some information about the Nevada Tobacco User Helpline. And they have a 800 number, and they do have English and Spanish counselors that can give you information. And it is 1-800-QUIT-NOW. You can get this information. There's pamphlets like this, and there's these cards at various locations around town. The Community Health Nurse's Office at 250 North Highway 160, Suite 6, does have this information there, and you can always get one of these pamphlets there. Just go in and ask for the Nevada Tobacco User Helpline pamphlet. And the number again is 1-800-QUIT-NOW. I'm just going to give you some little tidbits from the pamphlet. One, the good news, more money in your pocket. A pack a day costs an average of $1,600 a year. And I'm sorry, somebody behind the camera is just messing with me, but I love them. Thank you, Vern. Okay, more on the Nevada Tobacco User Helpline. So the good news, more money in your pocket. A pack a day costs an average of $1,600 a year. And that is a very low figure because this was made about a year ago, 2 years ago maybe, and the cost of packs of cigarettes have gone up. So it's actually more than $1,600 a year. It's more than your car insurance to smoke cigarettes. It costs more to smoke cigarettes than it does to insure your car. Other good news, things smell better, food, flowers, and you. And believe me, if you don't smoke, you definitely smell better. Things taste better, food. Your health improves immediately. Your blood pressure and your pulse decrease in 20 minutes. Your lungs begin to clean after 24 hours. Not so good news. It is not an easy thing to do. You may feel worse before you feel better. You may feel anxious. You may cough. Your lungs are getting clean. You're going to cough out all that stuff. Didn't mean to bump the mic, sorry. And you'll miss that coffee-cigarette combination. There's a lot of things that go along with smoking. You have a glass of wine, you have a couple of beers, you have a cocktail, and the cigarette goes along with that. But if you can occupy your time with something different, little pretzels or, just something, watch something on TV, do something different with your time because your reward is you're saving a lot of money and you're saving your life. So can you tell that I have actually been through the training on this? So I really believe in this. So how can you quit? 5 people out of 100 will be able to quit tobacco cold turkey. Only 5 out of 100. So for everyone else, it's not because there's something wrong with you. It's because it's an addiction. So you need a quit plan, and a quit plan is a complete strategy for success. So this organization, it is totally free to call them. The counselors are free. They even offer medication assistance. So 1-800-QUIT-NOW. For more information about this company or about their services, you can call 1-800-QUIT-NOW, and that is 1-800-784-8669. Great organization. And again, the Community Health Nurse's Office at 250 Highway 160, Suite 6, does have these pamphlets, so you can go there and pick one of these up. The fun stuff, we only have a couple minutes left, but because I kind of went on and on. But the fun stuff, I wanted to bring you some information here and there as time permits to talk about just things that maybe you don't know about are available, or maybe things that you've forgotten about. And one of my favorite artists is Ozzy Osbourne. So right here, I brought his book. It's available on hardcover. I think it's available on paperback. It's also available on book on CD. And when you're in Pahrump and you have a long drive to Vegas, or you have a drive to California, or you're going up to Tonopah, you can get the book on CD. There's lots of books on CD that you can get, but Ozzy, the book, I Am Ozzy, is available on book on CD, and you can just listen to it. Also, other things that are available is Black Sabbath. You could go to the video stores. I'm sure they have some of this. And the Osbournes, 1 and 2 and 3. I don't have 3 with me. So those are also available. There we go. Put those back. So anyway, that's my favorite. So I thought I'd bring you that stuff. There's a lot of interesting things. I know a lot of people have also heard of Led Zeppelin, and just there's so many interesting things in this book. I don't want to give it away, but Ozzy's a part of rock and roll history. And so I think that if you don't know about him, if you get the book or the book on CD and you read about him, I think you'll find that it's really, really interesting. And, him, all the things he's been through is just really cool. So anyway, for the last couple of minutes, I want to bring you a couple of classic movies that maybe you haven't seen in a while. I picked these because they don't often show them on TV. I wanted to bring Ghostbusters, but I know they do play that on TV quite a bit, and that's one of my favorite movies. So if you haven't seen Ghostbusters, go see it, but I think everybody has seen that. But a couple of them that they don't play on TV that are just real classics, and they're just really, really, really good watching. And now that the weather's bad, you can, just get a movie and kick back and watch a good movie. I just repeated myself. Anyway, Breakfast at Tiffany's. It's a classic. I don't know if you can really see it there. It's Audrey Hepburn and George Peppard. And George Peppard is so handsome. And it's just a great, great, great movie. So Breakfast at Tiffany's. The next two, classic actors. Great, great movies. The first one is Romancing the Stone. And it has great, great actors. It has Kathleen Turner, Danny DeVito, and of course Michael Douglas. And it's just so fun. It's just a fun movie. Kathleen Turner is a writer, and she writes romance novels, and she's going to help out her sister, and she goes on an adventure, and it's just really, really fun. And Danny DeVito is fun all the time anyway. And then the sequel to that is Jewel of the Nile. And of course, it has all the same actors, and I really like when a movie does that, when they use all the same actors, because when they change up the actors, it just takes away from the movie. So, just any actors out there watching, if you're going to do a movie that there might be a sequel to, be committed to that sequel, because it's really not fun when it's not the same actors in a sequel. So anyway, how are we doing? We're good? We got to close? Oh, okay, 2 minutes. Okay, so let me just reiterate a couple of things that we talked about. The US2 Prostate Cancer Support Group presents their second PowerPoint presentation of the year on radiation treatment. For more information, you can call the Chair US2 group at 727-7482. When it will be is April 2nd at 1 p.m. It's approximately an hour and a half, and it's at the Pahrump Senior Center at 1541 West Basin. The next thing that we had talked about is the car seat information. It's all over the news right now. The two organizations that do provide information and free car seats in Pahrump are the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 751-7000 and the Nevada Outreach Training Organization, Ask for Brenda, at 751-1118. And then again, the Nevada Tobacco User Helpline. It is 1-800-QUIT-NOW, and it's 1-800-784-8669, 1-800-QUIT-NOW. For more information, if you want one of these pamphlets, you can go to the Community Health Nurse's office at 250 Highway 160, Suite 6. And if you want something to do while the weather's bad and you want to stay in, get the Ozzy Osbourne book, get one of these movies, Jewel of the Nile, Romancing the Stone, or Breakfast at Tiffany's, or one of the Osbournes, and you'll have a lot of fun. I guarantee when you come back, you'll say, hey, that was pretty interesting. So thank you, and following here will be John, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much. Good night.
And welcome once again to Community Viewpoint. I'm John Pawlak, your host for the evening. Maria's out in the field in Tonopah, so she can't even see the show up in Tonopah. We're going to be talking tonight a little bit about One of the success stories in the area here, it's called Drug Court, and we have with us Tammy Odegaard, the specialty court coordinator for our drug court, which is run by Judge Robert W. Lane. Did you want to give a little insight on the court itself, and before we go into the nuts and bolts of it, Tammy?
Well, Judge Lane started the drug court in 2002, and we've had close to 400 people come through the doors in that amount of time. We've had about 40% of the people that start the program graduate from it, so we've had good success in that way.
And that's better than regular outpatient or inpatient that we have, because we only expect like 10 or 15% at the most people that remain in recovery.
And being supervised by the judge, that helps increase the likelihood of success.
And the time span too, there's more time for them to learn responsibility.
Right, it's a minimum of a 1-year program, and they can be in the program for 1 to 3 years. So during that time, their brains have a chance to heal, hopefully, and
Yes.
and their rate of success is better than if they just do an outpatient program.
And that's here on Basin Road at the court?
That's correct.
The 5th District Court?
Yes.
Right. Let me read that. It was in a drug intervention program for adults and juveniles. Juveniles, let's see, that's Judge Whitaker takes care of that?
She does.
Yeah, so there's Judge Lane for the adults and Judge Margaret Whitaker, who comes in from Las Vegas for the juveniles. They developed a channel chemically dependent, nonviolent individuals into substance abuse treatment services. It's designed to provide an alternative to incarceration, which is quite pricey. And that doesn't always work either, because they don't get treatment while they're in there. And to help participants become and remain drug-free so they can get back into the community and live a healthier and more productive life. And you want to tell us a little bit more about what's involved with the drug court?
Sure.
Please?
While they're in the program, the participants all come and check in at the drug court office a minimum of 3 times a week. And we do drug testing there in the office. And if they don't have a job, they come in and check in 5 days a week so we can help them to find employment. They attend a minimum of 3 hours of counseling per week at the beginning of the program. And they attend self-help meetings. They also, if they haven't graduated from high school or gotten their GED, they work on that while they're in the program. So before they graduate from drug court, like I said before, that's a minimum of a year program, but before they're eligible for graduation, they have to have their GED or high school diploma. They have to have a job, and they have to have a stable place to live. They also have to clear up any outstanding legal issues that they have, if they have warrants or anything like that in any other states. So once we're done with them and they're ready to be out on their own, they won't have any barriers holding them back from what they're trying to achieve. So.
Right. Well, no apparent barriers unless they still have addiction issues. But you give them the chance to become a productive part of the society.
Yeah, and we give them tools to use for the rest of their life. So even they're going to be dealing with the addiction for the rest of their life, but hopefully they'll have the tools that they need to get through.
And we have the counseling 2 days or 3 days over at West Care, and then plus they have AA or NA groups that they go to also.
Yep.
That's 3 times a week?
At
usually?
least, yes.
At the minimum?
Yep.
And that could be for a lifetime too, because a lot of people, they have lifelong friends, sober friends over there that they find, not as a crutch, but it's someone to talk to. And if they do have a tendency to falter from time to time, they have the people there that are clean and sober to talk them back to the straight and
Yeah,
narrow.
that's right.
So what else goes on in drug court? the good stuff.
Once somebody graduates from drug court, we have a drug court alumni group for the people who have graduated, and they put on some sober social activities for the people who are currently in the program. They usually do a Christmas party for the participants every year, and they've done picnics and stuff, so it's a good way for them to still be involved and be able to give back to to the program that helped them turn their life around.
Right, and I think you said already, you get them, a lot of them don't have transportation. This is a huge valley, so they have, taxi vouchers for them?
We do. With the new grant that we received, that was one of the things that was funded, because it's such a barrier if they don't have rides to get to the counseling or to the courthouse. So now we are able to provide taxi vouchers so that they don't have any excuses for not being able to make their appointments.
And whenever you have them, you could pass out bicycles too?
We do.
You still do that?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah. If they're able to ride a bicycle, they can have a bicycle to get around.
Well, that's what I was doing today. I was doing nutrition and exercise, so we're talking about bicycles. If you have one person needed a bicycle, I don't know if she came up to you today, but if you have any more, do you have any more
We
bikes?
do.
Okay, there's no excuse
Yeah.
for her not to ask for that. So you do the wellness classes?
Well,
You're going to be, aren't you?
right. We just received a grant. We received the notice on October 1st of last year, and we've implemented the grant. Everything is up and running. It started on January 1st, and so there's a whole bunch of new enhancements that we're able to offer to the participants in the program that are going to hopefully increase the level of success and just give them some additional help while they're going through drug court. So the wellness classes is one of the things that's just getting ready to start. It's taken a little while to get the supplies and stuff that we needed for that.
And they just came in this past week too. I saw
Yeah.
them myself, yeah.
Yep. So there's a certified therapeutic yoga instructor at WestCare. She's going to be teaching the therapeutic yoga and just general wellness. So aside from learning about how to stay clean from drugs and alcohol, we want to teach the participants that more about just healthy lifestyles in general. So exercising and eating right and sleeping properly and all of that, they're going to have the chance to learn that in addition to the substance abuse counseling.
All right, because I always try to get the groups when I was with them that they'll try and find softball. There are teams that are there, bowling, just as long as you don't have the beer frame and things like that. But join teams where you have some other people that are sober, like
Right.
yourself, and clean and sober, and you have the camaraderie. You have other things to do that are fun, because everybody looks for things to do in this town, and you and I, we're always busy, you know. But for some folks, it's a stretch to find things to do to keep themselves busy and away from their past haunts, whether it be alcohol, drugs, or other things too. But yeah, so that's being taught, and WestCare is going to be doing the yoga and the wellness. Casey came back with a new curriculum for UNR, and she was all excited about that, so I saw part of that too. So yeah, you look out for the best interest of these folks and give them a lot of tools that they haven't not had themselves. Not say anything bad for them, they just weren't taught. Maybe they didn't have, their family didn't have the parenting skills. Some of your clients go into parenting class too.
They do.
During the course of the year, or up to 3 years. So that's available for them too.
Right. Any other classes that they need, if it's parenting or anger management classes, or if they have an eating disorder, we'll help them with those kind of things. So, but really anything that's going on in their life while they're in the program, if they need help getting daycare set up so that they can start their job, I tell them, don't be afraid to ask for any kind of help, because we'll do whatever we can to get it. So.
I know you spend extra time finding things for them to do and helping them, so you go out of your way, and so do the counselors at WestCare, trying to gently push the folks off to the right direction and give them the answers to some of the questions that they may have. But yeah, it's hard for everybody in this economy, but. I've been looking at the newspapers. There's a few more want ads now, but it's not like it used to be. But
right.
There's a few more that are coming out there. But you have to have your GED, a high school education, transportation, which you try to get to the clients. Get them a driver's license, get them a GED, and get some of their charges reduced by being in drug court.
That happens sometimes.
Yes. So that's not all the time, but that may give you a little better way to get a job in the future too. If you spend a year or two in drug court and you're able to get some of the charges reduced just slightly. What?
Well, and I have good relationships with a few of the employers in Pahrump, and if there's anybody else out there that needs employees from time to time and wants to ensure that they're drug-free, give me a call, and if I have anybody that's looking for work that I feel would be appropriate for your business, we can sure talk. That happens from time to time. I'll have a business call and say I need 3 men that can work tomorrow, that can do heavy lifting. And it works well for the employer because they don't have to drug test them. They know that they're going to be clean and that they're going to show up on time. We will ensure that. So it's a good partnership that I have with a lot of the employers here in Pahrump.
And this is the phone number at the office there?
It is.
751-4214, Tammy Odegaard, Specialty Court Coordinator for the drug court for Nye County with Judge Lane. And you've had, how many people have gone through there? 400?
Around 400.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Along with the other few things that I talked about with that grant that we received, the bulk of that grant is going to go for mental health counseling. So in the past, we've provided substance abuse counseling. Now with the grant, we're going to do a mental health assessment on every participant, and if it's deemed that they would benefit from some additional counseling, they'll get mental health counseling at no additional cost to them right here in Pahrump.
And that's in place already?
It is.
Right,
it is. That started on January 1st. So
Nice.
we're really excited about that, and we feel like hopefully we'll be able to get to the real root of the reason that some people start using drugs.
Right. So sometimes it's the drugs that cause the emotional distress or vice versa.
Yeah. Yep.
So, getting to the root of it
Yeah.
is it's a good start to find out what caused the issues.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how our success rates change, and if we're able to increase our success. I think that we will be, because people will be dealing with, hopefully the real issues that they have that they weren't able to address before.
Yeah, that's great. I really appreciate what you do for the folks out here. For the folks watch the show, so I know that they're watching us right now, because when I'm in group, that they mention, I see you on TV all the time. So it must have been Community Viewpoint. So this does get out to the folks that you service. So hopefully they're saying thank you as they're watching this show. So once again, this is Tammy Odegaard from the Specialty Court for the Drug Court. She's at 751-4214. And no, you don't want any more people on Mondays to watch. No, that's okay. No. So we'll leave it go at that. So we thank you, Tammy, for coming this evening. And we'll see you next week. We repeat on Sunday mornings. Maria will be here next week. And once again, I'm John Pawlak, your host. This is Tammy Odegaard. Drug Court is 751-4214. Once again, thank you for watching. Good evening.